Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing your Walking Dead Daily Q&A for today. In this one, first, we're going to give our thoughts on the Walking Dead Season 7 finale and whether or not it is the best finale we've had yet. And spoiler warning if you have not seen the finale for The Walking Dead Season 7 yet. So definitely wanted to do this one and give my thoughts because it was a question, but I didn't want to really answer it right away to say, okay, it is the best finale we've ever had of The Walking Dead or not after seeing episode 16 of Season 7, the first day of the rest of your life. Mainly because there's a lot of stuff in it. It's really jam-packed and, it just has... It has a lot of things going on in the finale. So I wanted to take some time before I, make the statement that for me it's the best finale yet because I wanted to take a look at some of our prior finales that we've had throughout the show. So I went back and I watched Season 2, Episode 13, Beside the Dying Fire. So that's the Season 2 finale, which up until now I would actually say probably in terms of a final episode of a season, I think that one was really the best finale. I mean, there's some other good ones. If you look at Season 1's finale, it's okay with the CDC. I think Season 2's is better than that. You have Season 3, which was, a lot of people were so disappointed with the Season 3 finale, I can't even, Welcome to the Tombs, I can't even include it because I know so many people were upset about it. I remember when I reviewed it back in Season 3 and people were just like, oh, this was horrible, everyone was pissed off. Season 4 had a really good finale actually too, with A leading up to the Season 5 No Sanctuary. So that was a pretty exciting one. Joe's group, the Claimers in that, and kind of getting started with Terminus with them arriving. So that was a really good finale too with Season 4. Season 5 with Conquer was really good, and then Season 6's, a lot of people were upset with that because we didn't get to see the Negan kill, but it was pretty intense, and it had some good things about it with the setup and us getting to meet Negan for the first time. So I liked it too. And then Season 7's finale. So that's a new one. So Season 7's finale, where do we place it in terms of comparison to the others? So out of all those prior finales, I do think that the Season 2 finale, Beside the Dying Fire, is pretty impressive. And for me, it's my, up until now, it was my favorite finale episode. You've got the farm. You've got an amazing intro sequence, one of the best we've ever had, where we see the formation of the herd that comes through the farm. And it's just, it's really well done. It's very artistic. It's brilliant. You can see kind of Atlanta and how they're kind of all around. You see them kind of get pointed outwards by the, I believe it's the helicopter, and then, they kind of all start to go, and then they end up way out near the farm, go through a few different farms, fences and stuff like that, some iconic images of the zombies going through the fence gates and stuff like that, or pushing through, until they finally get there. And then you've got, of course, the taking where they left off from of the prior episode with the death of Shane, and spoiler warning, no, right? Carl there with having put down Zombie Shane, which was an amazing episode too with Better Angels. And then we see the gunshot trigger the herd, then the herd comes through. So and then Rick and Carl see them, they go, oh, shit, they run. You've got the fire with the barn and everything, pretty intense. You've got some deaths there from the part of the green clan, so to speak, that were staying at the farm with some of the people in and around there. You got Beth, you got Herschel, you got all the others. So you've got the group in disarray, you've got Herschel killing a whole bunch, and you've got all kinds of zombie kills, pretty sweet. And then basically they have to leave the farm. You have them kind of circle back to the location where they were at the beginning of the season with Sophia. You've got, let's see, the explanation from Rick that Jenner gave him that they're all infected and that they'll turn regardless, so he tells them all that. And then we kind of see Andrea meet Michonne, but we deny Greer was not cast yet, so it was kind of like a shadow Michonne, which was cool. And then you see the prison as the song rolls out for the finale. So it's a really, really good finale episode. You got a lot of things in there. Leaving the farm, really cool herd, getting to see the prison for the first time, getting to see Michonne for the first time, and some really, really great stuff. And it is a really awesome finale. It's a regular runtime episode, 43 minutes, with, of course, they had commercials. And, of course, with Season 7's finale, you're looking at an extended episode, which is more like a solid hour with commercials. So it's more like an episode and a half. Comparing the two, seeing this one again by today's standards, there's some weird things I noticed. Like, for example, Andrew Lincoln's Rick accent has changed over the seasons. It's changed quite a bit. He sounds a lot different in season 2 than he does now. It's more twangy now, I think, than it was then. It's more of a heavy accent, whereas back in season 2's finale, at least from just watching this today, he doesn't really sound the same, to be honest. He sounds very, very different to me. So in terms of the 2 episodes and which finale I like better, now that I've seen the season 7 finale a few times and I'm comparing it to the others, for its time, I think it's hard to say, because like when this was released, getting to see a huge herd like that was something really impressive. It was something crazy. The barn and all the other stuff and all the excitement of the group in disarray was a really exciting finale. But I mean, I'd have to say, after this episode, and I compare when I look at just both of them together, this episode, you've got Negan, you've got the Saviors, you've got the Kingdom, you've got of course, Rick and the group. You've got the Junkyard group in there. You've got the standoff between them. You've got the lines from Eugene, I am Negan, and kind of him rolling up. I mean, there's so much more going on right now in The Walking Dead than there was during like the earlier seasons. These are so simplistic compared to now. Very simple. Some people might like that better. You simply have a zombie herd that is shown in a great fashion of how it forms and comes through, and that's pretty much all you need, right, for it to be a really exciting one. But with this one, we just have so much more going on. You've got Sasha and her kind of last moments and suicide and everything. Man, it's really hard to compare. It's almost like 2 totally different shows, really, going from just the simple survival horror of the season 2 and some of the earlier finales to now, and kind of the just how huge it is with all the different, cast involved, all the different characters, different communities. There's hardly any zombies in the season 7 finale. I can't even think. Zombie Sasha, of course. But aside from that, there's basically none, pretty much. And, it's all group versus group. But I have to say that I actually think that the season 7 finale, now that I've gone back and looked and compared them both together, because I had time this week, the season 7 finale is really great. I actually think it's better than the season 2 finale. I really do. As a final episode of the season. Sure, there's lots of other episodes in there. I'm not saying that for me it's the best episode ever. But, there's lots of other episodes that are really good. Like, for example, this season, probably an even better episode than the finale might be like, some of the earlier ones we had, like the last episode with Shane and that, are really memorable. 18 Miles Out. So there's some really great episodes of season 2 also. I'm not taking anything away from it. But over the seasons, the show has just become so much bigger. You've got so many more characters involved. And also the things they do are, the way they show the episode was very well done with the season 7 finale, where you get the out of chronological order sequences. I mean, it opens up. You want to talk about a great intro? It opens with Sasha dying. But you don't know that until you watch the later part, and then you realize, like, oh shit, Sasha just died. I mean, you might kind of notice that, or you might think that, but it's so quick you kind of forget about it after the intro, and then you come back to it and you're thinking to yourself, what's going on? And that's her death right there you just saw. So I would say, actually, yeah, I think the season 7 finale is actually the best finale we've ever had of The Walking Dead in terms of the final episode. A lot of action, a very, intense at parts, funny at other parts. I mean, it just has a lot of things in it that are so much more dynamic and diverse and complex than what we had earlier on in the series with some of the earlier episodes. So for its time, I don't know, that's hard to say. When this was released, of course, what they had in this was pretty much perfect. I mean, it was amazing, right, when it came out. But compared to now, it's like, wow, the story has just expanded so much. The world is so much more vast, so many more characters. And that finale, season 7's finale, was really impressive. I mean, for me, it really kind of fixed season 7. I mean, it's an episode and a half, so it's hard to compare. It's an extended episode. But they put just so much into it, and there was just so many cool things about it to see that makes me think, like, wow, they've really stepped up their game, I think, over the seasons, and you really get to see that when you go back and watch one of the earlier episodes. So yeah, I'm going to say it. Up until now, I think the season 7 finale is the best finale The Walking Dead has ever done. But of course, that's my opinion, and you guys are obviously entitled to yours too, and which ones are your favorite is up to you. For me, it is my favorite final episode of a season we've had. And also, it didn't have some kind of brutal cliffhanger or anything like that too. What it had was substance and all kinds of it, and then it had a setup for next season with the continuation of the story. So very climactic, an awesome finale, very satisfied with it, and you guys can write your comments below maybe on what your favorite finale is, with there not being a right or wrong answer here. Everybody's entitled to their favorite. I know a lot of people like Conquer too. Season 5's finale was really good with Morgan and everything. So write your comments below, let me know what you guys think. And we'll do a few questions as well here for today's video. Buster T14 says, I can't believe nobody is talking about how Rosita, with no hesitation, attempted to blow up Eugene. I can't help but feel that if Eugene was trying to play both sides, this would cause him to abandon that plan and truly become 100% Stone Cold Negan. What are your thoughts? Negan apparently didn't trust his answer to how Sasha died. Eugene may end up with no place to go. Seems his arc has ended. Season 8 premiere death, maybe? That's for Buster T14. So, I've given my thoughts on Eugene a bit in a video I did earlier this week, was Monday, and kind of what they've done with the character. I really love what they've done with Eugene, because you can totally understand from his perspective of him coming Stone Cold Negan, of him being 100% a savior now. So I really like what they've done with him. I don't think that they're going to kill him off this season. I don't think they're going to Andrea him. To the point where they changed the character so much from the comics to where they felt like they had to kill him because there's no other choice here. I think there is more for Eugene here, but I also like how you pointed out, and you're right, not many people were touching on that in the comments, and I didn't really touch on it in my reviews or videos or anything, that Rosita did know, like at that point, when they decided to pull the trigger, when they decided to fire off the explosives, they really did not care that Eugene was a part of that. So he chose his side. He chose to be a savior. And what do you want Rick and the others to do? This is a war. This is a fight. This is a battle. And he's not on the right side for them, So, but it's, again, that's a great scene. And when he says he's Negan, like, that is so clever, because it's something that's there. We know that Negan asks, like, who are you? That kind of thing. It's part of his deal. And if you look at season 6, where they attack the outpost, some of the Negan supporters, so to speak, the saviors, they say that they are Negan, like the last guy. But I am Negan, shithead. But it was just so well done when Eugene said, oh man, I loved it. And there's just so many awesome lines in the finale, like JDM Negan saying that he wants his Daryl back. It's just, oh man, there's just so many. Again, when I watch the older episodes, I'm like, wow, there's so much stuff going on in the new ones compared to the old ones. They're so a lot more basic, a lot more simple. So for me, I mean, you can't really blame Rosita. You can't blame Rick and the survivors for attempting to blow him up with the explosives. He's Negan, man. He's on the savior side, 100%. So. Really funny, and also when he's got the loudspeaker and he's coming up, it's just really funny. What does he say to Rick? I haven't memorized the lines yet, but it's something like, will you comply, Rick? Oh, that's awesome. Scott Wise says, Q&A, why did the old garbage pail guy shoot a flare? So that was their plan B, it sounds like. They had the idea that if shit went sideways, they were going to fire off the flare, throw in the ninja smoke bombs, and get out of there like something out of Ninja Turtles. So yeah, that's what they did. I guess they had that set up and they were ready in case that needed to happen, and they did. Of course, in terms of the plot, it's so that they can all get away without being killed on the way out, right? Obviously. But it was very Batman-esque or something, like very comic booky. Jimmy Z2307 says, hey Trev, do you think we will see an actual fist fight between Rick and Negan in The Walking Dead Season 8? So yeah, I think we will actually, when things finally come down to it at the end, to get to see Rick versus Negan. See, again, that's going to be awesome, right? That's going to be amazing. I think Negan easily is the best villain we've ever had in The Walking Dead. And, I mean, he's such a good villain that sometimes, you think that Rick and the others really have no chance. And you think that, like, it's not going to go for Rick, like Negan's going to take over. So, which he basically did earlier, kind of take over the show, even to the point where they, like, put him in the banners and stuff rather than Rick and the others. It's really cool. So, I can't wait to see the fist fight between them. And yeah, I think we will actually see that. DV says, Trev, if they didn't end up using the tainted meat bit, why did they even bother showing it at the beginning of the season? That could have been a great storyline, but now it's a loose end. Thanks, brother. So that's from DV. He points out that they never used the tainted meat storyline that Richard had set up. They also never used Richard's place that he had there again as well. So that's a couple things with Richard and kind of the kingdom that were kind of loose ends or things that they didn't really come back to or kind of seemed to not serve a purpose. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But the tainted meat bit, I think it's easy to say at this time that I guess it doesn't work is really the idea, is that it just doesn't work. Like they can have a pig eat this stuff, whatever, and the person who eats that pig is going to be fine. So we'll see if they ever come back to it. I guess it's possible that they could, but maybe it's just kind of their way of letting us know that doesn't work or it didn't work. But that said, we did see at the prison, they had the flu going around, and they thought it was from a pig. But I guess maybe it wasn't from a pig. It was just from maybe some kind of disease they all caught. Like I think Kirkman said Spanish flu or something like that. So, but I don't know if he was serious. He jokes a lot, so it's hard to tell. We'll do a couple more. Christian Kolos says, do you think that at the episode 100 we may get to see extended previously on the Walking Dead intro, like 5 or 7 minutes long or something, which would include the most important events, character deaths, etc.? What are your thoughts? Keep up the great work in season 8. So thanks, Christian. Will do, brother. Or is that a girl or a guy? Christian. It sounds like I guess it could be either. Sounds like a guy to me with a K. Anyway, we'll assume it's a guy. So thanks, Christian. But so an extended one. Well, I think they usually do kind of put a few more into the intros of new episodes like that at the beginning of a season, like the premiere, to get everybody caught up. With episode 100, you're probably right. They probably will put in a few extras because they're probably going to do something pretty epic for episode 100. Like they did for the season 7 finale. If they do something like that, hell, I'll be really happy with what they do for episode 100. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be really great. And I think you are right. And hopefully it'll be another extended episode. I like the extended episodes. Some people are like, well, they put in stuff we didn't need to see, like the Sasha Abraham stuff. Yeah, but it doesn't. I don't think it hurts. For me, it doesn't hurt the episode because it's Sasha's last moments in the show. If they don't put that in, then we don't feel as emotionally, it doesn't feel as emotionally impactful when she comes out and she's is zombified and she's dead and everything. So I think personally it's worth it. Last one will be from Jessica Curry, who says, I don't know if someone already said this, but I noticed that Jadis is very close to the name Judas. And for people who don't know, in the Bible, Judas betrayed Jesus, and in The Walking Dead, Jadis betrays Rick. Maybe her name was a clue or foreshadowing. Mind blown. And yeah, I think you're right, Jessica. But you're correct. Someone did mention that before, and we did kind of touch on that in some of the Q&As that we had prior, leading up to after they were kind of first introduced, which was cool. But it's hard to say if people people were able to figure that out based on that, or if, because of leak information, stuff like that, people were able to find out that and then comment it through, and then, so whatever. It's cool, though, that they use that name, and it's kind of something you can look at and think, oh, wow, if you didn't catch that, it's like, oh, wow, I should have got that, right? Or something. So that's kind of cool. If they can't get a handle on leaks and things like that, then what are you going to do? Some of it I'm okay with, like I've said before, but leaked scripts a couple days before the episode comes out, where it's like people are got the whole script info and they're talking about it in comments and stuff. It's like, I appreciate, but this year you guys are pretty good. You didn't, those of you who are into that, that's fine, but you didn't spread it too much. So I appreciate that. I like that, guys. Please keep up with that this summer. If if you're into spoilers or whatever, that's cool. I don't have a problem with it, but if you could just keep it to yourself again, then we would appreciate it so it doesn't ruin it for others who don't want to know. That'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Let me know what you think about the Season 7 finale being the best finale ever, if you agree or you disagree, why. It's all good. Remember, there's no right or wrong. This is more like favorites here. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one, guys. See you again soon tomorrow for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. See you guys.